And we back. It's your man, William L.
Sartorial King.
And this is
Caviar Conversation.
Oh my God.
Yo, you just went up.
He just
went up.
Did the stock rise?
Yeah.
Yo, what?
Special guest today, So Extra Steph.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Will? We go back, baby.
Talk about it.
Oh man,
Got that good baby glow.
Yes, 6 months, right?
Come on now.
Congratulations.
39.
Yeah.
Wow.
39, right?
39 and fine.
39 and fine.
Dang.
Gotta do it at some point, right?
Right.
Let's get it out the way.
Right. Get out.
Glad you could come and join us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This
Thanks
is
for
fun.
coming.
Yeah, you know,
Thanks
this is
for
what we're
coming.
about. We're about having that good, energy in our space.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Well said.
Yeah.
Well said, Rob.
Well, I hope to bring a lot of good energy. That's what I'm all about.
You already bring it. So we just gonna get right to it.
All right,
I'm
let's
gonna get
go.
right into it. So let me ask you, Steph, because I know you, and when you started, you had the retail space going on. So can you tell us about how you got into that aspect of it from like the buyer's perspective?
Well, my retail journey was a long journey. It started back in like 2007, 2008. And I was in a whole different field after I graduated college.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a part-time job working at Levi's.
Wow.
And the main store, one of like their flagship stores, and it was real dope, real fly. And I never was really into Levi's, but just like their marketing, their branding strategy. And they had just did a new campaign called Go Forth.
Okay.
And this campaign was so emotional that like it really connected to me. And so from there I started wearing Levi's just off the campaign. And that's when I first understood what branding and marketing, if you really know how to speak and how to create emotions between people, between the product and people that you win. So this campaign was really successful, and then I just got involved with it, and I just started learning marketing and branding more, and my just retail career just started from there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you found like an emotional connection. And I think that's what it's about. When you talk about branding, you got to find out what relates to you internally.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what everything we do is about knowing your target audience and learning how to speak their language. If you learn how to speak to the people you're trying to attract,
Right.
whether it's through visuals, through conversation, through advertisement, you win.
So how long did you do that?
I did it until I did hair.
Wow.
So,
And that brings us here. And I know, Rob,
Yeah.
you had a question about that.
I was just gonna say, how did you get into doing hair? Like,
Right.
Yeah. How did that spiral into?
I mean, it really just happened by accident. Listen, I've been wearing locks, crochet styles, protective styles. Like, I'm one of them people that don't like doing my hair. So just not liking doing my hair brought me to this point. So people always ask me when they see me, like, "Oh, who did your hair?" I'm like, "Man," they be like, "You do it?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't do hair."
Right.
You know, that's not my thing. And then COVID happened. And I was always helping other people build their business because that's what people know me for. Even though I was working for Fortune 500 retailers, doing
talk about it.
branding and all of that stuff.
That was a stunt.
That was
Fortune 500.
That's the
you know, I had to throw that
That's
in
the first
there.
caviar moment of the
Yeah,
day.
that's one.
I worked for Fortune 500 retailers.
Hey, that's like a bottle pop. Okay, like
Yes, multi-million dollar, billion-dollar businesses.
Yeah.
Leading teams and helping them to like get their message out there, do branding and marketing and growth strategies and stuff like that. So that's what I was doing. So people ask me to do hair. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing hair. Then COVID happened. I was furloughed. I was sitting at home. My cousin was doing my lashes one day. And she was like, "Steph, you should do locks. Why you not doing nothing?" I was like, "Man, like doing locks." And I was like, here and there I'll do it for people. But she's like, "No, just try it." So I put out one post.
Yeah.
And
just one
post. And I always learned about urgency through the retail business, like how you create urgency and get people to buy into what you're doing. I made one post, said, "Listen, the first 10 people, y'all keep asking me to do your hair. I got 10 slots. 10 turned into 20. 20 turned into 30. Then a month later, my job called me back. And my first day back, I put my 2 weeks notice in.
Damn, so okay, boom. So right there, that's a pivotal moment. So how did you know, like, 10 turns to 20, my job calls me back. Instead of having that secure job security, I need to do this. Like, what was the switch in your mind?
That's stepping out on faith, like for real.
Well,
Right.
So that was August 2nd, the day back. And if y'all go through on my Instagram page, y'all see on August 3rd, I bought the Benz.
I saw that. I said, that's some money out here.
That's a stunt.
So yeah, I went to Fort Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Off 309.
yeah,
was a
no,
black
excuse me,
one.
no. The black one was Fort Washington.
Oh.
The red one was
hold
Cherry Hill.
on. Hold on. The black one was what? Fort Washington?
Yeah.
And the red one
Was
was,
Cherry Hill.
Okay,
What's Cherry
so-
Hill? Ray Katina? That Ray Katina?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just saying, we
I
got
don't know.
two different Benzes, two different colors.
She went over the bridge. Said, "Let me."
So-
Yeah, I just went and I said, I sat there and I signed those papers and I said, Steph, listen, what you gonna do? I said, it's up here. I already put my 2 weeks notice in and I said, I gotta go hard.
Yeah.
So everything that I did for all these other businesses, I just incorporated in mine.
Yeah.
And so that was August. By January, I was booking out for the whole month in like 30 minutes.
So this is just off of one post,
One
pretty
post.
much. So how did you know that this is going to work? Like, how did you know, like, I need to turn this into a business? Because this is not just like, all right, like I'm popping a little bit, but I know I can be successful from this.
Well, I always had that, like when you got something, you know it, and you always know me from even having side hustles and everything that I
Facts.
always touched. If I put the work in, it grew. So I know that work, when you work it, it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just had that mindset, like, all right, this is all it is. I didn't take no breaks. I ain't slouch. I was very strategic. Everything I do was strategic. It's planned out. Every type of cash flow that came in and went somewhere. And I was like, let me do it differently. And that's another thing too. Like, I never wanted to fit in. So I know branding is my expertise. So I was like, well, I'm going to go big. So every time I had got this in my hair, I had a little bit of savings. I was putting that to the side, like, we're going to do a photo shoot, but we're going to fly to Arizona for this photo shoot and do locks. Like, and, had the best locks in the desert. Like, you want to live extra in your locks in the desert, or flying to Spain, or doing this. And I did this all through COVID. And so, like I said, by January, which was, 4 months later, it was up from there. It was like crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy. I'm putting some pieces of the puzzle together. So you said during COVID, flights were down.
Yep.
You could fly anywhere you wanted to for cheap because nobody was getting on airplanes. So that's really taking it to another level and believing what you could do for the future. And on top of that, my other question is, aesthetically, where do you get your aesthetics from? How do you know, like, this looks good with that?
Like I said, that all just come from being in those stores. Understanding, like, first thing that you have to do is know your audience and what they want.
Yeah.
And I get all boss women. They flying out. I had somebody booked just for August. As soon as I come back from the baby from Bermuda. So I had Qatar. I had like people that just have disposable income. And I needed to, so I sat down with my board and I said, all right, how would these women speak? Where would they eat? Where would they sleep? Where would they travel to? Stephanie, you need to show up just like that in your marketing and how you talk to them if you want to attract them.
So you just said something that's really unique. You said my board. So how important is it to have a team behind your brand or behind you?
Well, I'm going to say initially you're not going to start with a team. Most of the time you're going to start with yourself. So you're going to have to understand that you're going to have to play a major role in your business. You're going to hold different titles. And for me, what I would do is, like, each day I would be a different person. Today I might be the CEO, but tomorrow I might be the photographer. You know, the next day I might be the copywriter. So every day I was somebody else in my business.
So you gotta wear a lot of hats.
You gotta wear a lot of hats.
I think that's very important for people to know. Like, especially everybody says I want to be a boss. I'm like, well, could you do the most menial position? Like, could you do the grassroots of it? Because some people want to be over people, but listen, right now I need to do you said be the photographer, and I got to get down on the ground and get that shot. Then, or you know what? Today I need to handle the funds. And you know, people are not willing to take every position and be like, say I'm the CEO, but are you really going to be?
You just see, people want to be the boss from the beginning. You got to be the worker. You know, you're not the boss until you made boss status. You know, you're just right now, you're just working for your business. You really, most of us is not, like, I wouldn't even call myself a true entrepreneur. I'm not a true entrepreneur until I'm outside being able to run my business. And I have a team of people, you know, and I could just be sitting at home making calls. Like, that's a true entrepreneur. Right now, like, I still feel like I'm a worker. So I don't look at myself. People think, like, you know, oh, you boss, this, that. For me, I'm just Steph. Right. You know, so and I sweep. Listen,
how many months pregnant?
6. I ain't missed a day yet.
I know that's right.
You know?
So the grind never stops.
It never stops.
Non-pregnant.
Through hurt, through loss. It don't. Listen, I'm talking about when you want to be lazy in love. You know, you like, it's 8:30. I gotta go, boo. Like, you can't. You know, and that's the thing with entrepreneurs. And you're trying to get there. You have to, every day without fail, go hard for your business. And the sacrifice is going to pay off in the end. So, and you make time. Eventually, you start to make time for the things you want to enjoy and stuff like that. But initially, you get all that boo loving. All that being sad when somebody hurt your feelings, you know, somebody break your heart. I done work through broken hearts. I done worked through a loss of a son prior to this. You gotta just keep going. That's it.
So, you know, because I feel like entrepreneurship and the title entrepreneur is like a trendy word now. Like, it sounds good. So coming from a boss female, what are some of the things that are not as glamorous, like the things that you don't, and you don't gotta get into super detail, but what are some of the things that people don't speak on that make you a boss? Like, we both know, like, you still gotta do invoices at the end of the day, when you might not know if that, you know what I mean, that bread gonna come through, but people still gotta get paid. So speak on that a little bit, the downside of being a boss.
The downside of being a boss is staying relevant. You know, you sometimes you hit a point. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I had hit a point, and for years, this is my going on 4 years in business, right? And every month, I'm dropping my calendar on the first of every month, and in 10-15 minutes is booking up for 2 months later. Right, so you get used to that. So I know as soon as I open my books, like, I'm booked for 2 months out. You can't get in. People be like, it's harder to get a ticket. I mean, a seating, an appointment with you than it is getting a Beyonce ticket. So for me, I got comfortable with that.
That's good company to be in.
Listen, that post, I made that post, that joke got shared like 500 times because people like, it's true, but I got comfortable with that. But then I had a moment where this one month, it took like a whole 3 weeks for it to book up. And I said, okay, Steph, you got too comfortable. I used to create so much urgency within my brand. Like, okay, you got 5 more minutes to book. My book's about to open in 5 minutes. Like, I was like on it. But then I got comfortable because I'm like, oh, they gonna book. And then I was surprised. So you can't get comfortable in your business. And then the other thing is you gotta work through when you're tired.
Can't stop.
You can't stop. Like, I'm telling you, like, times when you just feel burnt out. But if you know you have a greater purpose, you gotta keep working.
I always say this, when it's your brand or when it's your mission, it's not work, right? It's kind of like, it's a bigger picture. You know what I mean? So I always say for people that saying like, well, you going to the 9 to 5, you don't want to really work hard for the 9 to 5 because it's not yours. But when it's yours, it's kind of like, yo, nah, I'll do that because you already know the end game. You know what you're working for. You know how you're trying to progress. So a whole bunch of different things.
Right.
Especially, I'm just in terms of doing locks or doing hair. Do you find that to be an intimate thing in terms of dealing with someone's hair?
Yes, it's so intimate. When I say like you get to really meet people and people become your friends and your sisters.
Yeah.
Like some of my best friends, some of my people, like it's a couple that I'm thinking about making my child's godparents that just support my brand. And just like believe in me. So it really is an intimate space, especially like I have a studio space that look like this. So it's just me. And I'm like one-on-one with them. I'm learning about their children, their husbands, their disappointments, their failures. You know, you become family. So it's amazing. It is intimate. And I want to just touch back one thing you said about the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
People always look at 9 to 5s as like the worst thing in the world, right?
Yeah.
But 9 to 5s is a blessing. I would not be who I am without my 9 to 5. And I think, especially like these young kids, they want to straight jump into entrepreneurship, but they have no clue of what it means to like have goals and have to lead a team or have work etiquette or having to report to somebody.
Work etiquette.
You know? So
Etiquette, period.
Etiquette, period.
operating in excellence, what does that look like? You know, so you have to have that foundation. And without, like I said, without having that 9 to 5, I praise God for my 9 to 5 and working all them many years because I got so much from it. Like I hope I don't get locked up. I done stole employee manuals and training documents.
Ain't nobody locking you up.
Hold on.
Ain't nobody
I
locking
was like,
you
what you still now?
Now, hold on now. We talking
employee
about
manual?
gold bonds? Oh, employee manual? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
They say you can have that. You can have
that's
that.
I done
hard.
took so much stuff and printed, like, you know, their objectives for the next 3 years and stuff like that, and how they worded it and how they was going to implement it and stuff like that. And I did that for myself. But without those tools, I wouldn't got to where I was at, where I'm at, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, 9 to 5s, I mean,
they're important.
They are important because they fund the
But
dream
you know what?
until the dream becomes what you
people
want it to
look
be.
down on that, and that's the problem with, you know, and I'm not gonna say this generation, just people trying to get into entrepreneurship because social media have you thinking that having a job is corny. Like work a job. What?
There are things that we need to be
You
done.
need that to sustain.
You know, plumbers.
Yep.
That's a real
Trades.
thing. We need somebody to come pick up that trash.
That's a
Please.
fact.
And the union is tight. So people, they get paid. People not understand. Yo, he's a sanitation worker. Okay. He's getting a nice check at the end of the day.
And they
He
get
ain't gonna
paid very
shot.
well.
You know.
They do.
There's no shame in having a job, and I think that this generation kind of looks at it like having a job is kind of like beneath them or beneath you somewhat, but there's no shame in it. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
How has life changed since you have started Steph So Extra Locks? Like, what is a day-to-day like now?
A day-to-day is like freedom.
Right.
You know,
so you
even-
can literally stretch your arms out and touch no walls.
Yeah, like it's no limits. I create, when I say live extra, like I really create the life that I want to live, like to where I live, to where I travel to, you know, you still doing work, but like I said, it's the freedom for me and to be creative, to meet different people, like, you know, people flying from San Francisco, people flying from Miami, you know, Atlanta to sit in my chair. So I'm just excited every day because I'm like, who next?
Do you ever get like a moment like, oh shit,
Oh yeah,
such and such just booked? Oh,
yeah. No, when Erica Alexander from Living Single,
yes.
Oh, Max.
yeah,
Maxine,
and she
yes.
was one of the first Black women known for her locks.
Yeah.
And you posted her too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
seen that. Yeah, and she
She's
shouted.
fully Asian. She from Philly.
I'm not sure, but she definitely shouted Steph out because
Yeah.
I've seen the
That's
post on
tough.
Steph page and her
tough.
page.
Yep.
That's
That's
dope.
love.
And
yeah.
and I've
Yeah.
been able now to like I do her nieces here.
Wow.
And it's so cool and just so open and just that. Then it was Sports Illustrator hitting me up for their
What?
their
Get the
swimsuit edition.
Get the fuck out of here. Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
That's how you know you like crossing over too.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was crazy. I mean, and they asked me for a number. I said I'm gonna give them a number.
So look, let me ask you this, because you know William Mel love them checks.
Yeah.
And one thing I love more than rose is
check.
them checks. You heard? So
Yeah.
when they hit you up, did you hear that leather like shimmy a little bit? When they hit you up and said, "What's a number?" In your mind, are you like, "Is this shit real?"
I said it. First of all,
Sports Illustrated, y'all.
Yeah,
Sports Illustrated.
That's hard because what number do you say?
What number do you give them?
Yeah, what number do you give them?
Do I go low? Do I go mid? Am I moderate with my number?
Am I drawing? Am I giving the crazy number right
Am
now?
I tripping?
Am I
No.
tripping?
What number?
Now
No,
you know you're worse, but at the same time,
no, honestly, like I said, I really real fast. I did like what a celebrity stylist would get,
okay.
and I priced it just like that.
Mm.
You know, so if you looking at me as to do a celebrity hair, like I did a supermodel here, you know, and a black supermodel. And I said, well, if somebody, a celebrity stylist was doing her hair, how much would they charge?
Yeah.
So they paid for my travel, they paid for my assistant,
Okay.
they paid for all products, for everything. And I said the number, they got back to me, I promise to goodness, in 5 minutes. It was the quickest turnaround ever. Like, okay, so where do you want us to send it? So I said, oh shit, this life. Like, okay, you need more of that.
Crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
Yo, you are you familiar with Ursula Stevens?
Yes, I heard that name before, definitely.
Okay, so Ursula Stevens was or is Rihanna's hairstylist, right?
Yep.
And I'm saying this for a reason because it means there's always someone on the other side of the door. I think I was at a conference or I heard it. I forget how I heard it, but her story in terms of how she got started, somebody was sick and she was the number 2. And it was the Vogue cover when Rihanna had just broken up with Chris Brown.
Oh,
After that
wow.
whole situation, when she decided to cut her hair to the short style, which was umbrella. That hairstyle went.
It went.
It went
Yeah.
right, and that was her break.
That's crazy.
Like, oh, I'm here today. Oh, you just got to trust me, and I'm about to do something different to your hair that you're not used to. And the other person got fired too.
I think you know what that comes down to? Being ready.
Being
Being
ready.
ready.
Staying ready so you don't gotta get
So you ain't got to
ready.
get ready. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
this is the
Wow.
Rihanna's telling you, yo, this is the Vogue cover after this whole thing that just went down with Chris Brown. You know what? I need to give you a look that's so different. I'm gonna do that. And now
Right.
what? Jennifer Hudson. Now you know
The list is
listen,
A-list. It's an
Taraji P.
A-list.
Henson.
Crazy.
Yeah, she's just laying them out now.
Crazy. I like that. Stay ready.
Stay ready.
Stay ready.
Yeah. That's
So-
a caviar moment.
That's the
you say.
caviar moment. So
That's why
have you
this
ever
is
had to
why-
have a
Yeah.
stay ready moment?
I always stay ready. I always stay ready. I was just doing a branding class for a group of realtors that's looking to become $1 million listers.
Okay.
And I told them they need to show up just like the $1 million businesses do. If you wanna be $1 million business, you have to show up like $1 million business from the gate. And that's how I do everything.
So, if you can leave us with one thing, what's the caviar moment you want to leave us with and our viewers with?
Simple. It's 2 things that I learned in life. Nothing works without the work. Right? Nothing. Everybody got all these dreams, goals, all of that stuff, right? I don't care about those. I want to know about the task.
Okay.
Right? Because if you don't got no tasks aligned to them goals, you're not getting nowhere. And then the second thing is life is empty. So the next 5 minutes, we can create. I say this if anybody asks me to talk, you can create whatever you want to for your life in the next 5 minutes. You can put in the space that's empty hate, love, work, laziness, procrastination. So it's up to you. So life, like the next 5 minutes is nothing there. It's only what we put there.
And there it is.
Yeah, there it is. And I just want to say, because she said during the pandemic, her business was birthed, right? Mm-hmm. Like you know, everybody was in the house figuring things out, thinking about like, you know, their life, thinking about how to take things to the next level, not knowing where finances were going to come from, especially during that time. So people started hustling, you know, cooking dinners and delivering them. And I know for Will and I, we was up talking, and if anybody doesn't know, like I met him through my cousin, and we were at a cookout.
So
we was at a cookout, right?
Yeah, that could be a whole nother show.
But
me starting Caviar and cream and
like literally we just talking, but everybody else is enjoying themselves, and him and I are talking about business.
Yeah,
like off in the cut, like, yo, what you doing? Oh, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm. And then I think you shit me something, and it's like, yo, when the pandemic came, yo, let's do a podcast now. We know podcasts are getting started out. We understand that, but it's a niche thing too, because it's also about who your audience is, like you said.
Yep.
Who the people that's a part of your movement, and can we create a space for young black men that fly? Sorry, I'm just gonna say it, we all fly. Look at, you know, see my man that leather, you know what I mean, killing. He on his rock star today. He said he listened to Lenny Kravitz on the way here.
Always a rock
Crazy.
star.
We'll always been fly.
Yeah.
I ain't got a lot.
But I'm glad you saying that, because I think we want to birth more people to expand their vision and take it's like to fruition, like never taking a day off. We've had moments, we've had highs, we have lows, we had moments we had to take off, and that's why I want to commend you. Was there ever a moment where you like, I just got to sit out right quick, I got to sit down?
Never, not one.
Never.
Not one. Like my mind always. I'm not lying. There has never been a moment in my life since I've been doing business or even in my career that I said I gotta take a moment.
Super dope.
Never. And I mean, I'm talking about through loss, through heartbreak.
Yeah.
Never. Because I already know, like, I can't get to where I want to be crying. I can't get to where I want to be chilling.
Yeah.
You know, so my girlfriend the other day told me, Stephanie, it's hard being your friend. And I said, why? She said, you gotta be tough to be your friend. And I said, why? Why you keep saying that? She was like, because like you make somebody move when they don't want to move. And I'm not that friend. Don't come to me with no sob story. So
you gonna tell it real.
I'm gonna say, well, what you gonna do next? You got 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes of this bull crap you talking, but you gonna still have this bull crap tomorrow. So, but you could change your life. You can make, change the direction if you just, get out of this little space you in. So she said it's hard being my friend, because I don't let them bask in their trials or their tribulations.
Yeah, now you don't want them to sit there.
I don't want them to sit there. So
that's what's up.
So I said, I guess I'll be that hard friend.
That's a great friend.
Yeah.
So wait, where can our viewers find you at? What's the social medias? All of that. What's the schedule looking like for the next 2 months? Because I know people gonna want to know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. I'm going to open up April books. I took my time. Usually April would have been open, but I just wanted to know how my body was feeling. I'm putting on weight, ankles swole, but I said I gotta still do something. So I'm going to take some clients in April. That's going to open up March 1st. They can visit me at Steph _ the extras.
Okay.
And then you'll see my other links there. I have a branding workbook.
I saw that.
That's available if people want to understand how to truly talk to their audience and speak their language. It's a whole workbook dedicated to that. And then I have my editorial page, where it's like mostly where you really get to be immersed in a brand, on shop _ the extras. So Steph _ the extras and shop _ the extras.
You heard it.
Yeah. Hey, Steph.
So we like to close out on with a caviar moment. So my caviar moment to you, to ask, best place you've ever traveled.
I love I've been a lot of places overseas and all that stuff, but everyone that knows me knows the desert holds my heart. The desert. So I've been to all the deserts in North America, South America, well, Mexico, south of the border. So anywhere where there's amazing cactuses and peace and mountains.
I'm glad she said that.
So
I'm glad she said that.
that's a good joint.
That's a great joint.
That's a good joint.
So he knows about 2 years ago, I went to the Gary in Utah and just went off the grid. Oh yeah, went off the grid. No phone. They told me to put my phone up.
Yeah.
Like, please don't. None of that.
You don't need it.
And just to see, like you said, see the cactus in the mountains and the doing hikes. I've never been on a hike before, like a real hike, till I went out there. And I had to say the desert is a different vibe.
My mom, she goes with me. People always
Shout out to mom.
She always travel with me, so she always say, "Are you taking me to a place where we're going to die today?" So she always feel like we're by ourselves in the desert. Yeah. So she be like, "We driving." She like, "Oh, we going to die." I'm like, "Stop saying that, Mom. We not going to die." She like, "No black people up in this desert." And so,
that's what's
but
up.
the desert is my favorite place.
That's what's up.
That's tough.
That's nice.
All right.
Hey, Steph, we want to thank you for coming on Caviar
Thanks for having me.
Conversations,
Yes,
giving us the jewels and everything. They know where to find you.
And it's not your last time. You come back.
Steph is
Alright.
family. They know where to find us.
Yes.
And they know they're going to see us next time.
Yes,
All right.
you will.
There it is.